Yard man, yard man, yard man, yard man.
Yeah, man, Yaadhoopz.
Back in the building.
Right.
People
We're there
excuse the
again.
soccer meets. It's just summertime,
Summertime. Well, we're back again. The season just fell to an end. So it's like we're getting ready for a new season and we actually have topics already. The NBA is just full of news and excitement, so there's always things to discuss. So right off the bat, the season ended, so someone was crowned a champion, and that was the Boston Celtics. And it was what, the 19th championship or something like that. Well, them have many championships, the most, I think, more than LA for sure, is what
Yeah,
I
I think that
guess.
made them surpass LA in terms of overall titles. So you don't know as a LA fan is nobody worse than the Celtics to win the title, honestly. But the man them deserve it. You
Mm.
see, Kyrie came short, bro.
Mhm.
As a Lake Show fan, that's Lee for sure.
But I mean, you can't blame Kyrie. If as a Lake Show fan, you have to blame your own team before you blame somebody else. But keeping the ball rolling. Yeah, when it comes to the Celtics winning the chip, I mean, it was not. We shouldn't be surprised, right? Cause they've been at the doorstep basically the last 3 or 4 seasons, so they're right there. But I guess everyone kind of had a doubt, like maybe they weren't mature enough or didn't have enough heart for whatever reason. But to me, honestly, I never doubted them that much. I can't remember who I picked to win the title at the start of the season, but it was either between them or the Nuggets. We're going to check the playback and verify that.
I
You know
think
what I mean?
you did say the Nuggets too. I do remember you
No,
saying the
now,
Nuggets, and
yeah, we shouldn't be surprised about, Celtics winning. I can't remember exactly if it was Celtics or Nuggets. I might have said the Nuggets near to the end of the season. But still, I'm pretty sure I picked both at the start, maybe.
you're pretty sure you picked both.
What?
You're the man.
Yeah.
You know you was on the Jamal Murray wave, so I don't
Jamal,
want
that's
to
what I
say
was gonna say. I was gonna say, Jamal Murray was the main topic
was
for you,
your
guys.
guy. So like you definitely did pick some Jamal Murray like to win the chip. But I kind of to piggyback on what
Mm.
you're saying, brother. I feel like is a forward in a age thing for the Celtics because it's a few years now they were top of the Eastern Conference, really good in the regular season, and like had some disappointing outings in the finals against the Warriors. Then the next year,
Mhm.
and then now it's finally them year. The team itself was a fully stacked team with the addition of Kristaps. They definitely did well in terms of Derek White. The man continuing great form from last year. And Jaylen Brown and Tatum, did enough in terms of a stacked team. Al Horford. So you just have to big up the whole Celtics organization and Brad Stevens for putting all of those pieces together. Cause on paper, they were the best team in the league. Like,
Yeah.
so at the end of the day, they did what they were supposed to do. And yeah, that's too much on Boston though. Like as I say, them win, but we move. Nobody really cared. So
Let
Well,
me,
we're
let
not fully left, boss. Oh no, let me hear you,
me
Cheese. Let me hear you. What's up?
yeah, I mean, I'm just proud of. I'm not a Boston fan, but I'm proud of the players. So I'm proud of Tatum, Brown. Al Horford finally got one. Been trying for years.
but
Um,
Word up.
so I just really, it's good to see that the chemistry get to this point where they were unbeatable pretty much, and that was apparent throughout the whole season. So they just followed through and did they did the job, they executed, and that's the result. Championship levels, you know. If
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, and Jaylen Brown getting MVP, you gotta love it.
yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
he did win that MVP, and that's probably a little bit surprising. That's probably the surprise, guy. If you heard at the start of the season, the Boston Celtics gonna win the championship, you'd imagine naturally Jason Tatum would have won Finals MVP in that scenario. However, we saw Jaylen Brown, playoff team, new contract. To me, it made sense for them to pick him too. So, oh,
Big contract money.
For sure.
yeah, man. Like he was good on defense, too, I think was one of the major differences when it comes to them selecting him for MVP. But what y'all think about Jaylen Brown performance or
Yeah,
even
bro,
does he
honestly,
deserve it?
I just say 100%. Going into this, you say, yo, for Boston actually win the chip, yeah, I think so Tatum have to score 35 points, 7 rebounds, and couple assists, right? It's supposed to be Tatum team. I'm supposed to be the highest
Yeah,
scorer for the series. And in all actuality, I think he may have finished slightly above Brown in terms of points per game, but that's just mainly because of the last 2 games and the last game was a blowout and he had a big game for the last game. But if he was actually watching the
mm,
series, you really know that his Jaylen Brown is the real decider for those wins that Celtics had earlier in the season, earlier in the series, especially the first 3 wins. So for that, in terms of
yeah,
the context, it only makes sense that it's Jaylen Brown that did have an opportunity still to give it to Tatum, and we couldn't really say anything. But I am glad that Brown get that MVP for himself. He's a youth who always outspoken in terms of rights, and I try fight for him people per se. So yo, big up to him, big up to Jaylen Brown, and yeah, no, up for that.
For sure. Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
Jesus.
yeah, obviously obviously if you were to bet on it, people would bet Tatum would get the MVP, but he did. But Brown overall, uh, Melo mentioned the defense of Jaylen Brown being the deciding factor, but really overall he was better offensively, even efficiency wise, like field goal percentage. I believe even 3-point percentage. I might be wrong. So like he might have averaged a point or two less than Tatum, something like that. But overall, he was better offensively and defensively when you really check it out. So he deserves it, and you know, big up to them. They made it happen quicker than probably people thought it would happen. Cause they stuck together each year. They made the finals before. They knew what it takes to make the finals. They did it again this year, and it was a gentleman's sweep.
Yeah, and big up to Kyrie though.
Hold on, there 1 second.
As I say, yo, I really have to say big up to Kyrie
Oh
because
yeah, that's
we
crazy.
like us seeing Dallas actually get to the finals is crazy, right? Geez, like we
Oh
never
yeah,
really expect that at the start of the
nah,
season. I never have them in the playoffs. You had them in the playoffs, actually. I think you
yeah,
had them as like a top 4 seed or something. But it's like, yeah, man, yo, in terms of like how Kyrie stepped on the scene and Dallas able to make such a clean run to the NBA finals. I have to say big up to him, big up to Jason Kidd, Luca, because it was
yeah.
a good run to the finals. Them put up a good fight, but I mean,
Hmm.
honestly, overpowered. Is it me? And when
Yeah.
you go
No.
against a juggernaut like the Celtics, the overpowered, but to get there,
Mhm.
it's big time still.
I would say they definitely overachieved for what most
Oh,
people
Dallas for sure.
expectations of Dallas was, but you just can't deny. I mean, even at one point, people already were trying to refer to Kyrie and Luka as the best backcourt in history. That was a
Yeah.
little stretch and a little pre. It's early to be saying that, but they definitely deserve a lot of credit for making it that far.